So welcome back my friends to another Fallout 4 video, and today I thought I'd do kind of like a top 10 or the majority of the unique melee weapons that you can find in Fallout 4 into one big compilation video, kind of to wrap up the melee portion of Fallout weapons into one video for you guys. So as always, hope you all do go on to enjoy this video today, or at least do find it helpful. Of course, if you do, be sure to let me know by leaving a like down below. Your support of course is always greatly appreciated on the channel. And with all that being said, let's jump straight into this. So we're going to start this off with one that I haven't featured on the channel yet, which is the 2076 World Series Baseball Bat. Of course, this being a unique version of the baseball bat, that special perk or ability is it has a chance to send your targets flying, which is actually a really fun perk to have on this weapon. You can literally send some people really far with this, which is just quite amusing when using it in combat. But to find this weapon, you'll need to head over to the Jamaica Plains. You can find this located right here on your map, and just for reference, you can see here is Diamond City, and here is the Jamaica Plains. And once you're here, you'll notice that there's a dead body on the floor, and the guy is known as Carl Everett. Now on his body you will find the Jamaica Plains Town Hall key. Go ahead and loot off his body, then make your way over to the Jamaica Plains Town Hall, which you can find directly in front of you, the big double white doors there, and make your way through there, then take a left down the stairs and make your way into the basement. Once in the basement, take a left again through the big double blue doors this time, and you'll have two options at this point. To the left, you'll find a door which you do need master lockpicking for, and that is the easy route. Or to the right, you'll have a huge laser tripwire kind of hallway where you can disable all these individually and get all of the materials for. Now, just for material purposes, if you do need these kind of materials, this is the better and kind of more interesting option if you do want to take this. But either way, both of these, either left or right, will take you to the same exact location. So as you can see, for me, I ended up disabling all of the tripwire mines here, and then eventually making my way through the end of the hallway through the door, and this will lead you in to the main room where you'll find a novice terminal. Go ahead and hack the novice terminal, and this will now open the main doors directly in front of you. Go ahead and make your way through those doors, and to the right side in the main room, you will find in the display case the World Series Baseball Bat. Once again, this has the unique perk which has a chance to send enemies flying, which is the only weapon in the game with this specific perk on this weapon. Coming up next, we're going to be taking a look at Zao's sword, which is a uniquely named Chinese officer sword. This can be obtained after completing the quest line Here There Be Monsters, but it does have to be completed in a very specific way. To do this, of course, you want to first get the quest once again, Here There Be Monsters. To get this, you want to head over to the docks just behind the Shamrock Tap House, as you can see located right here on your map. And at the docks, you'll find somebody known as Donnie. Go ahead and speak to him, and this will begin the quest, Here There Be Monsters. Now, of course, the first part of this quest is to head over to the Yangtze, which is the submarine, of course, in the water there. And once you're in there, you'll meet somebody known as Zao. Now, when you're speaking to him, you want to bear this in mind, guys. You want to make sure that you pass the 3 persuasion checks. That is the only way you're going to get this weapon. So when he's talking to you about the quest, you want to make sure that you want to say that, you want money for actually helping him out. Then afterwards, you want to say again that you want even more money. And then when he offers you more money, you want to say again that that's not enough and you want something more. Now, each of these persuasion checks will actually be a bit harder each time. So just make sure that you quick save before speaking to Zao himself. And as long as you actually complete all 3 of these persuasion checks, Zao will actually say that he will give you the sword if you help him out. So of course, from there, all you need to do is simply complete the Here There Be Monsters questline. I won't spoil too much of that for you guys, but it is fairly simple. It will tell you everything that you need to do. It doesn't take too long to actually do this, but once you've actually completed it and reported back to him, he will then give you Zao's sword. Now, once again, this is just a uniquely named version of the Chinese officer sword that I guess is just there for sentimental value, and of course is there just to keep as another unique melee weapon that you can find within Fallout 4. Next up, we have Grognak's Axe, one of the fairly easy ones to actually obtain in this compilation video. In fact, it's that easy that all you have to do to get this is head over to Hubris Comics. You can find this located right here on your map. Go ahead and make your way inside of Hubris Comics itself, and to the left in a display case, which is pretty much just behind the front desk, you'll find Grognak's Axe, which is a two-handed weapon that hits cause more stagger and targets take more bleed damage as its special ability. Definitely a very awesome melee weapon that is definitely one for you guys out there if you haven't obtained it yet. Coming up next, we have the Creme's Tooth. Now this, I've always said, is one of my personal favorites, and that is because of the way you actually obtain this through the Dunwich Borers. Now you can find this located right here on your map, as you guys can see here, and when you first arrive here, there's going to be a bunch of people outside that you will need to take out. Upon taking them out and making your way inside, I'm not going to spoil too much of this, but you'll have a bunch of like flashbacks and the area around you will kind of change a little bit, and just in general it's a really enjoyable experience going through here if you haven't done it just yet. But essentially once you've made your way all the way through the Dunwich Boroughs, fairly simple stuff, just keep making your way through. Once again, you'll end up coming across a bunch of different flashbacks and stuff, but you'll end up finding yourself at the very end where you'll find an underwater shaft. Key here, do not jump in the underwater shaft with power armor because you will not get it back out. So if you are using power armor, make sure that you get out before you actually jump down into the water. So of course from there, head down the underwater shaft itself, and on the table you will find the Creme's Tooth. You'll also find some mini nukes kind of placed around as well, which is quite weird, but if you do want to go ahead and pick those up, feel free to do so as well. And the special ability for Creme's Tooth is targets bleed and are poisoned and deals exceptional damage. And in general, you can see the Creme's Tooth itself is a very unique looking weapon, and it's one of my favorite melee weapons in the game. Now for those of you out there who are indeed looking for a very stealthy type blade, why not check out Pigments Blade? You can find this located over in the Pigments Gallery. Now it's going to be located inside of a wall safe, which is essentially behind Pigments painting Picnic for Stanley, but you'll need the key to open it. Now to get the key, you'll need to make your way down to the basement level of Pigments Gallery. Now to do that, you'll need to actually head to the very top floor, and in one of the top floor rooms you'll find like a hole in the wall by the bookcase, and you'll be able to actually drop down into that hole and eventually make your way down into the Pigments Gallery basement level. Now here, you want to actually go ahead and follow the red light. Just keep making your way through the basement area itself, or just the bottom area itself, and just keep making your way through eventually until you come across an area where you'll find Pigman himself surrounded by a bunch of raiders. And as you probably guessed by now, the key here is to rescue Pigman. So go ahead and take out all of the raiders surrounding him and go ahead and speak to him. And when you speak to him, he will then give you the key to the safe as a reward for helping him out. So of course, once he gives you the key, head back up to the front area of Pigments Gallery itself, and once again behind the painting in the safe, which you can now unlock, you will find the Pigments Blade. And the special perk or ability for this is that targets will bleed for an additional 25 points of damage, and it's definitely one of those really cool weapons that you can use for your stealthy based characters in Fallout 4. And coming in next, we have the Big Jim, which is essentially a unique pipe wrench that bears the kneecapper effect, which for those of you who don't know, allows every hit to have a 20% chance of crippling the target, which is a really good effect to have on most weapons. On melee weapons it won't be as effective, but in general the kneecapper effect is really good. But to actually find the Big Jim pipe wrench, you'll need to make your way to the sewer tunnel beneath the Walden Pond. Once again, you can find this located right here on your map, and once you've actually made your way into the sewer tunnel itself, if you go ahead and make your way through, eventually, as you'll see from the gameplay in the background, you will find the Big Jim wrench. And this is something that I actually completely missed my first time coming through here on my first playthrough. I guess it's something that you don't really look out for, but here it is. Here is the location for it, and another one to add to that collection. And if you're a fan of swords in Fallout 4, why not check out General Chao's Revenge, a unique, once again, variant of the Chinese officer's sword, this time actually dealing 50% extra damage to robotic enemies. Now to get this, you'll actually be able to purchase this off Trudy over in the Drumlin Diner. Now to actually have Trudy as somebody you can barter with, you'll need to actually help her out in a situation which I haven't actually recorded, but essentially when you first make your way over to the Drumlin Diner, you'll find that she's in a situation with the Wolfgang. Now you essentially just need to take out the Wolfgang members as quick as you can. There's like 2 of them there or something that you can quickly go ahead and kill, and then once you kill them, you will now be able to barter with Trudy, and once again she'll be selling the General Chow's Revenge for a fairly cheap price as well. And while we're on the subject of vendor weapons, why not make your way over to Mo in Diamond City? He will be selling the Rockville Slugger, which is essentially a unique variant of the baseball bat that has a 40% less action point cost and already comes with the Oakwood and Spike mods already attached to it. And for the second last weapon of the compilation today, we have the Shem Drown Sword. To get this, you'll need to complete the side quest known as the Gilded Grasshopper, and to get this specific side quest, you'll need to head over to the Valentine Detective Agency. I'm pretty sure most of you guys would have already been here by now inside of Diamond City, and inside of there on the left side cabinet, you will find a case file that you want to pick up. Upon picking it up, go into your inventory and listen to the holotape, and you'll now be given the Gilded Grasshopper quest. The first stage of this quest will take you over to the Faneuil Hall. Now this is going to be located right here on your map, as you guys can see, and once you've made your way inside of the Faneuil Hall and then eventually on to the roof, it's on the roof where you will find the Gilded Grasshopper. Once you've picked up the Gilded Grasshopper itself, you'll then be given a note into your inventory, which you'll then want to go into your inventory to go ahead and read. And once you read the note, it will then give you the location to Shem's grave. Go ahead and make your way over to Shem's grave, and you'll now be given the option to go ahead and dig it up. And once you dig it up, you will then have completed the side quest, the Gilded Grasshopper, and inside of the grave itself, you will find the Shem Drown Sword. And there'll be a few things in there as well that you might want to pick up that are of value as well. But of course, the most important thing here being the sword itself. Now, Shem's Drown Sword's special ability is that it deals radiation damage, and if you go ahead and upgrade it, I do believe you can add electrical damage on top of that radiation damage as well, which of course makes the weapon even more stronger, and once again is definitely one out there for you unique weapon collectors in Fallout 4. And for the kind of final weapon, or the final main weapon of the compilation, because I'm going to be doing one more at the end here, which is the honorable mention, but this is the Furious Power Fist. Now, although this comes under the unarmed category, I did want to add this in there anyway because it is very, very easy to obtain. And to get this, you'll need to take out Swan over in Swan's Pond. Of course, this is in fact located right here on your map, so just go ahead and make your way over here. You'll actually find Swan like peeking his back out of the ground there, which if you just go ahead and shoot it, or if you just go near it, he should actually come up and try and fight you. Come prepared to this fight because he can be quite difficult to take out, but once you eventually do kill him, he will have the Furious Power Fist on him waiting for you guys to go ahead and pick up. And for the honorable mention of the video, and the reason why this is an honorable mention is because there is a huge bug in the game that is rendering this weapon unobtainable by quite a lot of people, including myself. If you're very lucky out there, you know, the bug may not happen to you, but it happened to me, which is why I couldn't actually physically properly record this. But this is known as the Reckoning, and this is essentially a unique version of the Ripper and bears the Sentinel's effect, which allows you to take 15% less damage when standing still. So depending on the perk system that you're going with and stuff like that, this weapon can come in handy, but in general, once again, is a very hard weapon to actually obtain. Now, how you get this is actually from a level 4 workshop merchant known as Smiling Larry. Now, Smiling Larry can be found during a random encounter, so you just have to play the game normally and hope you come across him. If not, there is actually several different ways you can actually get random encounters to actually keep happening over and over again, which, by the way, if you are interested in that, you will find the full detailed tutorial to that down in the description down below. And essentially, once you've found Smiling Larry and you've got him working in your settlements as the level 4 workshop merchant, eventually he'll be able to sell the weapon to you, for a decent price as well. And that is essentially how you'll be able to get this. But once again, for me, basically what was happening is Smiling Larry just wasn't spawning, and that's what's happening to a lot of people out there as well as the bug. But if you do want to know the full detailed tutorial on how to get the Reckoning, there will be a link down in the description down below once again for you guys on how you guys can get this, and hopefully that will end up working for you guys. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for this compilation today. I just thought I'd go ahead and compile the majority of the unique melee weapons in the game once again into one video. I'm currently working on pretty much the majority or all of the unique energy weapons in the game into one compilation as well. That should hopefully be out very, very soon to wrap up the rare weapon series that I've been doing here on the channel. But anyway, as always, if you did enjoy today's video or did find it helpful, be sure to let me know by leaving a like down below. Your support, of course, is always greatly appreciated on the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new around, and I'll catch you guys later with a brand new video. Peace out.